Dr. Shandor, members of the York County School Board, members of the School Division Cabinet, faculty, family, and friends. My name is Lucas Wood, and on behalf of the York River Academy class of 2022, I welcome you to our commencement ceremony. Tonight, we appreciate this opportunity to share our accomplishments with all of you. We are very grateful that all of the members of the York County School Board could be with us this evening. Hopefully I don't butcher the pronunciation here, but first we have Mark Schaefer. Apologies, sir. Brett Higginbotham. Laurel Geralt, James Richardson, and Sean Myatt. I am so sorry. At this time, I would like to introduce the Honorable Laurel Geralt to say a few words.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Phoenix graduates. I'm so honored to be here tonight to celebrate this milestone with you, along with all these proud family members and friends. Each time I get to be here to witness the York River Academy graduation, I actually get emotional. I love the tradition where you guys speak about your experience. It really, really is wonderful. And I'm grateful that you're allowing us to be a part of it. Last week I gave a speech for 4 high schools, and I started by asking a question: who had seen the new Top Gun movie? And in the first graduation, you could have heard a pin drop, crickets. Second graduation, about the same thing. So I'm not going to ask you that question to save me further embarrassment. But I found out today that they're actually pulling the movie, so I'm just going to jump to my point. Top Gun Maverick was complete and ready for release for a long time, but the creators wanted to wait so that moviegoers could see it in theaters. They wanted fans to have the complete experience. Imagine how vastly different the experience would be watching on a small screen. Much like life, each experience provides a different perspective. Each one of you is sitting here today having had a different experience leading up to this moment. The beauty is that you've each reached the same milestone despite those differences. I hope that you learn something from your classmates and their different perspectives. And as you enter the next chapter of your life, be open to learning from those around you and allowing them to learn from you. What you learn will help you be more compassionate, more patient, more kind, more grateful, and more understanding. Most importantly, it will teach you to respect others even when they have a different perspective than you do, and our world needs that. Whatever you choose to do as your next step after you graduate, surround yourself with quality people to do life with and learn from. Create a village that motivates you to be a better person and challenges you to make a difference in the world. Be the kind of person that someone wants in their village. Motivational speaker Jim Rohn says, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely, Phoenix family. You should be extremely proud of yourselves because the last few years have not been easy and you've made it. And there are so many people here today that love you and are proud of you. So just remember, while it may feel like this took a long time to get here, for your family members, this happened in the blink of an eye. So show them some grace as they go through the emotions, and please let them take all the pictures they want. We're proud of you. Congratulations.
I now have the distinct honor to introduce Dr. Shandor. Dr. Victor Shandor was appointed as superintendent of the York County School Division in August of 2014, and he has 28 years of public education experience as a teacher, principal, and district administrator. Shandor, a 1992 graduate of California University in Pennsylvania, began his career in education as a teaching assistant. He then earned a master's degree in exceptional education from Old Dominion University and ultimately a doctorate in educational leadership from Wingate University. Dr. Shandor grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He and his wife, Melissa, currently have 3 children.
Good evening. Thank you, Lucas, for that wonderful introduction. And California University of Pennsylvania is a real school. I am a real person, and I do have 3 kids and a wife. So thank you for that wonderful introduction. Welcome. I'm so honored to be here. I just wanted to say a few things as we get started. First, I'm so proud of these graduates. We are so proud of the program here at York River Academy. The work that they've done is over the last few years has been amazing. We love their teachers. And if we could just give it up to Miss Sheffield finishing her first year as a principal here too. She's done a wonderful job. The students sitting before us have shown tremendous courage and tenacity. I'm so proud of all of you and all of you've accomplished. Since March 13th, 2020, they navigated their education being interrupted, online school, suspended activities, and the transition back to normal life, or as close as we could get to it. Thank you to the parents, teachers, school staff, aunts, uncles, grandparents, neighbors, siblings, who all played a role in your achievement today. Let's give them all a big round of applause. And Lucas, it's okay that you pronounce the names of the board members wrong. We do it all the time. So Ms. Geraltz, Mr. Myatt, and all board members, parents, family, and friends, I'm honored and grateful to have a few minutes to speak to you to acknowledge these amazing students. 34 years ago, there was a 17-year-old who was sitting in a chair waiting for these speeches to end, just like you. Unsure of his future, from a family with no college attendees, much less a graduate, and a 2.4 grade point average. There was no grand plan for his life. That 17-year-old was me. As it turns out, not having a grand plan was a blessing to me. My future was not written as your future is not written. Every day, you are given the opportunity to make choices. Each will have some impact on your future. Are you going to fail? Yes, of course you're going to fail. Everyone fails, but failure is not a loss. It's a chance to grow, to learn, and sometimes it simply happens because you're meant to be on another path. Don't let failure or fear of failure be a roadblock preventing you from living the life that you were meant for. Dream big, go for it, take chances, and just don't dip your toe in the water. Cannonball into that water. Choose to take big risks and keep trying. Believe in yourself, and most importantly, shut out that voice, even the internal one that says you can't do it. Don't live someone else's life or the life someone expects you to live. I have a question for you. What are your talents? Each of us in this room were given talents. Some of you haven't even unearthed the full power of what makes you amazing. Seek out your talents, and once you find them, allow your talents to make the world better. This country and our world are struggling right now. We need your talents, small talents and the big talents, the talents that can lift your local community and the talents that can change the world. We need them all. They all matter, and you matter because you're valuable. I believe in you, and everyone in this room and everyone watching this believes in you. And so to the class of 2022, we say congratulations, and we're so proud of you, and we love you. You're ready, and we can't wait to see what you become. As you take your first steps into the world, tell those that you care about what they mean to you and that you love them. Make big splashes in the world. My wish for you is simple. Regardless if you already have a grand plan or like me, don't yet. Know your value, keep trying, be okay with failure, listen to the voice that says yes, because those things are the beginning of every success story. Congratulations and thank you.
Today, we will not have a speech by our valedictorian or class president. We will hear from our entire class. Since our first graduating class in 2009, York River Academy has had the tradition of giving our graduating seniors the opportunity to share their experiences and their gratitude. To us, each student has been an important part of the Phoenix family. They have earned the honor to speak today. It is with joy, as a staff member and a mother, to introduce the York River Academy Class of 2022.
Good evening. My name is Owen Carlson. It has been a good 4 years at YRA. It was way better than middle school and elementary school. In middle school, I had bad grades and could not keep up with assignments and focus during classes. I could not complete my assignments in middle school because of the A-Day, B-Day schedule, because of the A-Day, B-Day schedule and how much work I had to do in all classes. The YRA 4x4 schedule has helped me a lot because there were only 4 classes that I had to do the entire semester and 4 different classes the next. I had A, B honor roll throughout the 4 years here. YRA in general has a better impact on me because of how many students are in each classes and how the teachers can help me more often and longer than I would get in middle school. YRA has helped me so much in developing needed skills that would be used in any workplace. They helped me with getting to know workplace ethics as well as prepare me for what to expect from employers. They also helped me get the workplace readiness certification as well as the PowerPoint, Word, and Excel certification. I would like to thank Mr. Ritter for helping me out through the past 4 years of high school and social problems, as well as just helping me get my assignments done, mostly for dealing with my issues that I had throughout the 4 years of YRA. I would like to thank my entire family, auntie and uncle that are in New Mexico, also the ones that are in Australia, for keeping me motivated and getting good grades, and just for making me the person I am today, which I'm grateful for. But I must thank my mom and dad for dealing with me the most for the 4 years of school, for the years of school I've gone through, especially through all the hard times I had, as well as the times that I would refuse to do something for school. Mom and dad would tell me it's not an option to not do it. I've made a ton of new friends during these 4 years and that have helped me become the person I am today. The time at YRA has come to an end, and I am about to start a new chapter of my life and meet new people. Then someday I will get my dream job. This school helped me prepare for the future and helping me further develop my social skills, as well as getting me prepared for expectations of my future employers.
Hello everyone, my name is Harvey Collier. I started going here at the beginning of high school, like others. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I had some health problems in sophomore year. I learned my liver was slightly enlarged. Very scary. Other than that, I think my high school experience has been normal for the YRA student. I get better grades than I did in middle school, probably due to the fantastic staff. So that's good, and I'm probably happier to be away from the general population. Well, normal was probably not the right thing to say. I was lucky enough to get a paid internship with York County's information technology people, mostly fixing sound issues, and that makes me happier. I used to think graduating was only for nerds and cylinders. But luckily, with the help of the teachers here, I was perfectly able to become one of those that graduate. I would especially like to thank Mr. Tremblay for showing his belief in that I could succeed, and Mr. Lorio for being the best English teacher. Did you know that York High on Twitter tried to say that they had the best English department? I haven't read something so false on Twitter. They aren't even the best English department in a 10-mile radius. I should thank Ms. Collier for being like a mother to me. I would finally like to thank my mother and father for being the best support in my life so far, and I hope to be able to fix your computers whenever one may break.
everyone. My name is Anthony Hampton, and I am currently living a life where twists and turns await near every corner. As I look down at this paper, I still find it so surreal to be standing up on this stage before you today, ready to start the first chapter of this new, hopefully exciting future. And as I continue to read this, I still find it incredibly odd that just a second ago I was new to this place. Through YRA, I was able to accomplish many feats I would not have been able to accomplish through other schools. This includes but isn't limited to my IC3, my job offer from PrintPack, my workplace readiness, and the many opportunities I had to receive personal help that I couldn't get otherwise from other schools. I've been going through my final year now and standing upon this stage, knowing now that I am grateful to have had such a wonderful opportunity of having come to this school and lived in this county. And I step forward into a new life now with the hope of my future filled with security and promise. And with all that being said, thank you, everyone. Wish list Indy Rumble.
Hello, my name is Tristan Johnson, and for all these years, I have gone to this school. York River Academy was the best school I have ever gone to. I had classes that are in my direct interest, such as the cybersecurity class I had this year. If I didn't go here, I don't think I would have learned all the things I have at any other school. This school has been the best school I have ever gone to, and would recommend it to anyone who has an interest in computers. With all that being said, the most difficult thing to do every day for school was waking up every morning to go to school. I know I'm not the only one. We've all had those days. But once you have gotten out of bed, get moving, you are one step closer to being ready for the day. Whether you're getting ready for school, work, or just plain and simply getting up to do that thing you've been putting off for a whole week. Now, I would like to move on to thanking all the teachers that were here this year and the ones from previous years who are not here anymore. They all made every school year fun and enjoyable. I looked forward to coming to school every day rather than if I were to go to any other school. Life is as good as you make it out to be. While life is too short to mess up, this will be the next chapter of my life, so I'll be making it a good one.
Good evening, I am Kian Jones. 4 years ago, I moved here to Virginia and chose to come to YRA because Hawaii's and Virginia's education systems are very different. And I was worried about falling behind if I went to a normal high school. In Hawaii, I only learned about American history twice, since kindergarten through 8th grade. Now I know more than just simply the Revolutionary or Civil Wars. YRA has teachers that are willing to help you if you ever need it, even if you don't directly ask. I don't usually vocalize when I'm struggling, and teachers will see me and help, even if I never raised my hand. The fact that, for the most part, there isn't homework or an overwhelming amount of work helps, too. It's been a long and hard road through high school, what with the pandemic and life in general. I would like to thank my parents for everything they've had to put up with because of me and for everything they've done for me. I'd like to thank my teachers for helping me when I was struggling through their classes. Over these past few years, I believe I have become a better person overall, and I hope to continue improving myself every day.
Good evening. My name is Aiden Lures. I'm excited to be here today to celebrate our class's graduation. The main reason I came to YRA 4 years ago is because of how much I struggled in middle school and how much worse I knew I would do in high school without a change. I never worked well in classes with multiple students because of my ADHD and mild autism. However, I had the opportunity in 2019 to take a greenhouse class with Miss Warwick, which gave me the first taste of my love for physical work, which later inspired me to take the electrician's course at New Horizons during my senior year. While here, in 2020, I earned the title of Student Service Award thanks to the hard work I have been able to do due to the work environment the school has provided me since I have arrived. I'm thankful to my friends Wes, Grayson, and Aaron for being with me since freshman year. I'm also grateful to Eli, Nathan, Harvey, Anthony, Shay, Kian, Joe, and many more. You all have made my years here at this school so much fun, and I will always treasure the memories we have made together. I am also grateful to the great and wonderful teachers of YRA, both old and new, such as Mr. Cross, Miss Marinova, Mr. Tremblay, Miss Warwick, Mr. Ace, Mr. Kofer, Mr. Ritter, Miss Collier, Mr. Lorio, Miss Wheeler, and Miss Sheffield. I also wish to thank my family for all of your support and help you have given me throughout my childhood years. I'll always remember my time here, and I'll always look back to these fond memories I have made here. Thank you all.
Hello, everyone. I am Thor Matal. Before I came to YRA, I was failing my 9th grade year at Grafton. Knowing I had to retake 9th grade again, I was suggested to move here at YRA. Being here, the teachers have been so helpful as to work with me and make sure I graduate on time. I made better friends here and was able to understand the assignments given because of the patience the teachers have for us. Thank you all for giving me a better outlook on school and helping me get back on track. I hope to meet you guys again, and thank you.
Hello, my name is Xander Phillipson. York River Academy is amazing. That's plain to see. I have long had issues with the school system ever since the 1st grade. I have been temperamental and had constant contacts with guidance counselors and staff. This ended with an incident in the 6th grade. I changed schools to a middle school, as many do, and almost immediately I hated things there. There was so much moving around and so many students that it was unbearable. Then the staff just took me saying out loud, "I don't want to be here," as me wanting to kill myself. I don't understand how or why they would, but they did that and called the police. Never even told my parents. Just took me away to some kind of place where I wasn't allowed to leave. I was isolated and without any friends or family, stuck with children who didn't even act any different than normal. I got out after a few days, but it left such an impression on my mind that I refused to go back to normal school. And even to this day, I hate being separated long term from my parents. This was all back in Florida, and eventually we came here to Virginia. There was no real homeschool system in Virginia. So I had to go back to middle school, 8th grade, I think. Issues came up immediately, even got bullied a bit. But then I learned about this place and was immediately hooked to coming here. I passed all the qualifications with flying colors and started out in York River Academy. You all blew me away. I was welcomed and didn't feel like everything was changing too quickly. And the earlier staff, the previous principal and guidance counselor being so accommodating. The school really helped me grow as a person and control my emotions better, even if I am still temperamental. Thank you all, really. The school is amazing, and without it, my life would have been 100 times worse. I don't know what I would have done in a normal high school. The transition to the college will no doubt bring its own troubles, but thanks to this place, I feel like I am more able to deal with it. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Caitlin Pearson. I finally made it. I cannot believe that I am here today, graduating after 12 years of waking up and going to school. I've had a lot of help along the way. There were a lot of challenges I overcame. In sophomore year, the pandemic started, and we had to go virtual. I couldn't have done it without the help of my teachers and my parents. I cannot wait to start a new chapter in my life. It's going to be scary. But I know with the help of my family, especially my parents, I will get through it. I want to thank my teacher, Ms. Wheeler, for always being there when I need somebody. I know I can trust her and talk to her about anything, and teaching me stuff I need to know about in the real world, like writing checks, building credit, and budgeting. And Mr. Ritter for always helping me and making sure that I'm passing all my classes. I also want to thank my family, especially my parents and my siblings, for always being there when I need somebody. I want to thank my mom for being there and teaching me everything I need to know and giving me advice when I need it, and also being the best role model. And my dad for always being there when I need somebody to talk to, and my siblings for always being there to always have a good time. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eva. Getting my high school diploma is something I have anticipated since I was in 6th grade. A lot of people have helped me along this journey. I want to start by thanking my parents. They looked hard and long for a school that fits my needs, and they finally did. I was struggling a lot in 9th and 10th grade and was losing hope for myself academically. I have never excelled in school before until I went to York River Academy. Every single teacher has helped me here in some way that I'm grateful for. I want to thank Ms. Sheffield and Ms. Lewis for helping me with my college process. I would have been lost without the help they provided. As of August 22nd, I will be attending Thomas Nelson Community College as a full-time student, and I will be majoring in early childhood education. I also want to thank my parents and my New Horizons teacher for uplifting me. I remember a 2nd grade teacher that I was interning with told me that I should not be a teacher. She told me I would hate doing it. But my New Horizons teacher told me to not let it affect me and told me I would be a good teacher. 2 years ago, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I will not take this diploma for granted, and I will use it to further my education and begin a journey of educating others one day.
Hello, everyone. My name is Grayson Serafini. When I first came to York River Academy, I had never thought I would get as far as I have, especially because of how difficult public schools were for me. This is primarily because I have several problems concentrating and dealing with distractions. I've also struggled with making new friends and fitting into the in-crowd. At York River Academy, I got a chance to make mistakes and fail in order to learn from them and grow in the future. I've also made several friends at YRA, all of which I value and treasure. The community and atmosphere at YRA has always been welcoming and accepting of everyone, no matter their beliefs or preferences. I have learned and accomplished so much that I'm proud of to have the opportunity to share it with you today. I have achieved the highest grades I've ever achieved during school. I've successfully completed multiple competitive workforce certifications. All these skills and more that I've learned here, I'm sure will help me in the future for both my personal and work life. I'd also like to take this opportunity to give thanks to those who helped me along the way. My family, including my mother, grandparents, and my sister, for their continued support of me throughout the past 4 years of high school. I'd also like to thank my teachers and my friends for making school not just school, but fun and a family. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Hannah Shay, and I want to thank everyone that dealt with my jokes, my ideas, and randomness these past 4 years of high school. I went to York River Academy after struggling throughout middle school with grades, friends, and a knee surgery that put me in a wheelchair, and small doors did not bode well. And in 8th grade, my grades, mostly math and English, were still roller coasters till the end of the school year. My first year of high school was an interesting time as I learned a new schedule, met new people, and suddenly had to start planning for after graduation. I usually stayed with the other freshmen in the halls, but during lunch I tried to distance myself from everyone by staying quiet. My sophomore year was unfortunately cut short due to COVID, and during the 2 years of us having to readjust to online, of mask wearing, pets, siblings, students, and online calls. I have 3 dogs and 2 cats that, to be fair, don't always get along. So every once in a while on a call, you just hear either the doorbell or them, whichever one came first. And yeah, that was interesting. My last year of York River brought a chance of becoming industry certified at New Horizons, a chance that I took before senior year even started. I went into Butler Farms CTA class expecting more than a few close calls of failing out, try 3, and made more friends and learned a lot about the technology that powers our world today. I came into high school thinking that I wouldn't do well. Now, after 4 years of arguments, F's, and light work, I stand here with new knowledge, memories, and friends that I am glad to have met and made. I want to thank you all for the help of keeping me on track with everything that has been going on with our graduation prep and the whirlwind of events as my time here draws to a close. Thank you.
Alrighty, let's see. Hello, my name is Nathan Spencer. Going to York River Academy was one of the most impactful decisions I have made to date. Thanks to this school and all the people I have met, I have found a group of friends that will last a lifetime and a group of teachers that made learning interesting. I want to recognize some of the accomplishments that before I came here, I had no idea were even possible for a high school student. Being certified in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint were things that I thought were only possible outside of school, and yet I had them under my belt come sophomore year. Not only to mention the time I tried to take an Outlook certification and the power went out to just the computers while the timer was still counting down. But some of my biggest accomplishments could not have been possible without some of these people I want to take a moment to mention. I want to thank Mr. Ritter. Having taken 2 of his classes, he is a great person to go to when you just want to have a conversation. Miss Wheeler for writing that little blip about me and helping me blip about me in the pamphlet and helping me get office certifications. And a quick thank you to Miss Sheffield for pushing on her end to help me get started in my chosen career right out of high school with York County School Division and their IT department. But most of all, I want to thank my family for sticking with me and making the decision to come to this school. And I want to thank all of my friends and fellow classmates for everything these last 4 years. Here's to what's to come. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Aaron Spiess. When I came here to YRA, I left most of the people I knew back at my old school, and to be honest, most of my friends. However, every teacher here at YRA helped me branch out and make new friends that I never would have made otherwise. The biggest challenge I faced when I was here would have to be when I went to New Horizons and took a cybersecurity course. And for that, I would like to thank my teachers for carrying me through these 4 years I've been here, and for all the times I had to rely on them. I would also like to thank my family for giving me opportunities that, well, I needed to strive for the rest of my life. And I would also like to thank Mr. Cross, Miss Dowinger, and Miss Sheffield, and Miss Lewis for helping me prepare for a future that I will have to face on my own. Good evening, everyone. As you may already know, I am Lucas Wood. Approximately 3 years, or 1,095 days, or 26,280 hours ago, a rather dubious boy began stumbling his way to a not so quaint but definitely secluded little corner called York River Academy. Today, that boy is departing slightly less incompetent than he was beforehand. By some stellar miracle, he was able to push through an unexpected and, frankly, unwanted accelerated graduation. A grueling road currently lay before him, tethering every last living cell of his admittedly fragile resolve. Despite this rush to the finish line, our timid protagonist managed to land himself, at least according to Miss Sheffield from when I last checked, as top of his class. I was robbed of my valedictorian speech. As to how this happened is still beyond his knowledge. Perhaps his mentors, by the names of Samuel Ritter, Amanda Collier, Eric Tremblay, Jared Loriot, Veronica Warwick, Milena Marinova, and various other names, took pity on him and decided to cook the grade books. Either that, or his mother and father persuaded them to do so. Nonetheless, he somehow continued forward, volunteering at the Colonial Williamsburg Institute of Archaeology and digging up some old bricks at Custis Square. There was also a few rusty nails, but we don't need to talk about that. And acquired various IT certifications, still keeping his hubris in check. Currently, the wee little lad aims to an admittedly unrealistic degree, hoping to get a doctorate in some sort of STEM field. Yet, if he can't decide what he wants to do, he's going to have some trouble chasing that PhD. This guy doesn't know where he's going. Okay. Okay, sorry, my bad. Yet if... I'm so sorry. But that issue lies ahead. A problem for another day. To nobody's surprise, the boy described here is me. I made it this far with... Oh, that's a typo. It's supposed to say with. It says without. With my peers and mentors. God, the placement here is really awful. With my peers and mentors, some of which I see in this crowd before me, as I speak. You got me this far. Here's to hoping I can blaze the trail from here.
Wow, I can't believe I finally made it to my final year in high school. My name is Joseph Wright, and YRA school has treated me wonderfully. I love the school, and I'm glad I'm leaving this school on a good note. This has been a wonderful journey for me, but this is not the end. It is only the beginning of our adult lives. It will be scary, but I'm ready for it because of my parents, friends, and family who have helped me through this adventure. I'd like to thank my parents who helped me throughout high school. Even though there are obstacles, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. And I thank them very much for it. I would like to thank my brothers and sisters who have been there for me, and my second oldest brother, Jacob, who have helped me get out and socialize during the times of lockdown. I found a new hobby because of him. It is a board game called Warhammer 40K. Even though expensive to play, I enjoy it very much. For the teachers here, there are no words on how much I can thank you all. You have all been the greatest and made high school bearable. Mr. Warrior, even though I don't like English, you made English fun to learn about, and I thank you for that. Mr. Tremblay, you made history easy, fun, and amazing to learn about. The assignments were pieces of cake every time. If I was stuck on researching for a project, you would help with giving links to help me out. Mrs. Marinova, the Paraeducator of the Year, you have been absolutely the best, and when I came here halfway through the semester, you took the time to sit down with me and help me get all caught up in biology. You are one of the greatest teachers at this school, and I'm proud I was picked for the interview for why you're the Paraeducator of the Year. You are just amazing. Mr. Wheeler, thank you for helping me getting some of my certifications and having an enjoyable classroom to be in. Ms. Collier, you are the greatest math teacher that has ever walked on this earth. You are always helpful when I am in trouble. You are always there to help me and guide me to the right solutions. You are always kind, nice, and funny. I would like not to forget the staff of York Middle School. Miss Heather and Miss Jennifer, while doing my internship during the first semester of my senior year. They were very nice and sweet while I was working with them. Wish I could have done it more. For a while, I didn't know what to do in my adulthood, but through time, I found what I wanted to do, and that is be a part of the military. The Navy and Pacific, which I have already enlisted and will be shipping out on August 8th. I hope all of you the best of luck. I know some of us didn't get along, though. I hope every one of you has a fabulous life and achieve great things.
Before YRA, I often struggled with some of the classes that I had. I would work quietly, be working on any assignments, rarely ever grasping the material I was given, but doing it without much support. And I worried when middle school came to an end that high school would just be the same set of situations all over again. But those worries began to fade almost from immediately. During my time here, I found myself enjoying almost every day those classes I had once struggled with, like history and English. While I never fully enjoyed every assignment I was given, I never truly hated any day. It was being surrounded by the friends and teachers who wanted you to succeed that made each day feel like a success. And now, with high school coming to a close, I'm not worried about what college might bring because I know YRA has prepared me, and I know I will do good. So I would like to thank my teachers, my friends, my family for making every day something to remember. You can bet I will never forget my time here at YRA. Thank you.
At this time, I have the honor of awarding the York River Academy Medallion. The York River Academy Medallion has been commissioned to represent one of the highest honors that can be awarded to a graduating senior at York River Academy. Only those seniors who all of their years at York River Academy have contributed to the pride and spirit of the school may be selected. The principal and faculty look for those students who have dedicated themselves to York River Academy to make the selection. These students have been active, helpful, and hardworking, giving their energy and time beyond all expectations. The York River Academy Medallion is always awarded at the graduation ceremony, and all recipients are unaware of this honor until this time. This year's award winner is Nathan Spencer. At this time, I would like to invite Mike and Claire Stevens to the stage to present the James M. Stevens Memorial Scholarship to a deserving YRA senior.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Stevens. Holly asked me to give a little background into this scholarship since it is pretty new. It's only in its third full year. Claire and I lost our son, James, to incurable, unoperable cancer 4 years ago. James was autistic, and he died at 38. We searched around for something to do to memorialize him. And we came up with the idea of a scholarship, but a kind of a little different scholarship than normal. a scholarship for people like him, people who have overcome a disability or a challenge, who have succeeded beyond the wildest expectations of their teachers, and someone who wanted to go on to learning beyond secondary school, either a 2 or 4 year college, apprenticeship, job certification, whatever. We were a military family, Air Force, sorry. And we moved around a lot, which is a little hard on autistic people, as you can imagine, or if you know any. But every place we went, there were some teachers who went out of their way to help him. And as a result of those teachers, he graduated from Bethel High School in Hampton and went on to Thomas Nelson, where he graduated with honors and was a member of a National Honor Society. This is a $2,000 scholarship. It's, I need to give a little call out to the Peninsula Community Foundation, which administers it for us. They are a wonderful organization, a true jewel of a resource for the Peninsula. And I can't say anything more highly about them. This is a scholarship that is open to people from York County schools, Hampton schools, and Poquoson. One of the other unique things about this scholarship is that the teachers are the ones who nominate and select the winner at each school. I'm really happy to say that this year, even despite the problems with COVID and the extra work that all the teachers had to do, we're awarding 9 scholarships. And I'm extremely happy to say that the York County, or that the York River Academy teachers chose very well. In the year 2022, James M. Stevens Memorial Scholarship winner is Grayson Stefani. Congratulations. Thank you. I'd like to talk to you afterwards. Okay. Thank you.
Good evening. I know I speak for our entire staff when I express gratitude for the ongoing support of our school board members, executive leadership, Dr. Shandor, and the many current and former administrators and support staff that are in the audience right now that have come to celebrate this joyous occasion for our York River Academy graduates. We quite literally couldn't do it without you. I also want to take a moment to thank the York High School NJROTC and Tradoc Band for agreeing to partner with us tonight to celebrate our graduates. Lastly, I would like to thank the families of our graduates for trusting in this process and for choosing YRA as the place for your child to belong. Tonight, the speech is a first for me. The first is the principal of YRA, following behind an amazing orator and writer, Mr. Cross. At my first high school graduation speech in general, I have deftly spent many years behind the scenes, avoiding the public comment section of the program. It was a lot easier when I was asked to proofread one of my former principal's speeches or the valedictory speech or my own son at his graduation. But our students modeled great speeches tonight, and there's growth in doing hard things, right? I guess tonight, Dr. Shandor, I will in fact be doing a cannonball right into the deep end. And warning, you might all be in the splash zone. Before I became an administrator, I was a teacher for over a decade. I had the privilege to teach life science and biology. I felt sorry for those poor souls that had to teach subjects like history Sorry, Mr. Tremblay and my husband. Or other subjects that could never be as exciting as mine. I got to teach about life, the very beginning of everything. Each year, one of my very favorite units was biomes. It was during one of those units when we dug deep into the interconnectedness of the rainforest and learned about bioindicators. Your science lesson for the day. If you're unfamiliar with bioindicators, those are species, often frogs, that tell you exactly the health of an ecosystem. Kids were excited. Curiosity was sparked. It was a great day. I had a student in the class with severe cerebral palsy. He was also nonverbal. His name was Kevin. Kevin had never been in a general education class before mine. And at the end of class that day, he motioned me over to the table. He pointed at the picture of the frog in his notebook, and then he pointed at himself, and he signed, "Thank you." It's probably now's the time to tell you I'm a crier, so I'm going to try not to. Splash zone, remember? It was one of the perfect moments as a teacher, one I'll never forget. But it was not until years later that I really understood Kevin. I was working as an AP at a middle school. One of our students, Guillermo's a great name, right? Sounds great when you say it. He was a pretty great kid, too. Guillermo had had a bad day. He'd been asked to do something hard. It was probably 7th grade math. Don't blame him. And his boat was absolutely rocked. One of the best teachers I'd ever had the honor to work with walked up to him, and with a few kind words and an offer to take a little time with her to reset, his entire expression changed. He went with her, and he did that hard thing. That afternoon, I told Lisa without even thinking that she was great with our little frogs. It was at that moment that the parallel of the frogs in the rainforest was born. It was at that moment I understood what I thought Kevin was trying to say to me. Students reflect the environment they are in. There are bioindicators. They indicate the job we do as teachers and administrators and parents. Students are on whom our entire ecosystem rests. Successfully care and provide for them, and we get to see them bloom. A year ago, I was gifted with leading York River Academy, an ecosystem like none I'd ever been in before. It is one that demands we are different than, more forgiving than, more open to, more welcoming, and more gracious. We are simply more. There is never less at YRA. We demand integrity and service and excellence from our students. In order to see that every student finds their niche, their success, their place to belong. Many of our students chose YRA as an alternative for themselves because they needed that more. They craved an interconnectedness they had been missing somewhere else. Today, you heard testimony of the health of this ecosystem. You can see in the senior write-ups in the program done by our staff, we understood the assignment. We will continue to be better because of the contributions of each of the students that will walk across the stage in just a few minutes. We are all better for the health of this ecosystem. For a moment, I'd like to speak only to the graduates. Nelson Mandela once said, "Do not judge me by my success, but by how many times I fell down and I got back up again." You're here tonight, not because you never failed or faced adversity, but because repeatedly you chose to stand back up. Sometimes that was following a bad quarter in a class or a failed SOL. Maybe it was the spring of 2020 when the world suddenly shut down. Or maybe it was that 2020-21 school year when, despite having to navigate Canvas from your houses with dogs and cats and brothers and sisters running around, you showed up and you excelled. You have weathered personal loss and collective losses of experiences. You have found out about a move that would accelerate graduation. You have worked multiple jobs to put money aside for college. You have commuted an hour each way to attend school where here instead of the one that was right down the street from you. You have done these things and others not by being defeated, but by not being defeated by things you could not change, but by deciding to keep moving forward, to stand back up. This desire to be better, to keep growing, that is the very essence of resilience. You all represent the very hope we have for every student that comes to YRA. You have impressed me since that first day, saying good morning in the gym, and continue to impress me as you stood in front of all these people and read your speeches, which is kind of hard to do, by the way. You shared your journey. You chose to stand up one last time and leave your mark. I share in the pride I know your family, your teachers, your former principal feel in who you are becoming. You let us know our ecosystem is healthy and thriving, and you are quite simply the very best little frogs. I leave you tonight with one last thought as you walk across the stage and leave YRA for the last time. Remain resilient. You will always have moments where you're going to fail. Keep getting back up. Act with integrity. People won't always agree with you, but they'll always respect your character. Be of service. There will never be enough kindness in the world. And last, strive for excellence. Leave every place you go better than you found it. And remember that we are always here if you need us.
Raven Monet Barnes, who is absent today. Owen Marshall Carlson. Harvey Michael Collier. Anthony Chase Hampton. Tristan Kyler Johnson. Kian Samuel Jones. Aiden Joseph Lures. Thor Joseph Mattal. Alexander Dane Phillipson. Caitlin Ann Pearson. Eva Catherine Schulenberg. Grayson Kana Serafini. Hannah Wesley Shay. Nathan Wayne Spencer. Aaron Chandler Spiess. Lucas Matthew Wood. Joseph Allen Wright. Wesley Joel Yeager.
By the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia and York County School Division, I pronounce you graduates of the class of 2022. You can now turn your tassel to the left.